Happy October. Let's get some decorations in the frame, you know what I mean? Oh, look at how cute that looks. Honestly, I am October obsessed and I'm happy to be back, so let's get the show on the road. Let's talk about eating disorder recovery, vacations, and compensating behaviors. I actually just got back yesterday from a very quick 2-day trip to New Orleans. I used to live in New Orleans. You probably guys already knew that. If you didn't, that's the fact about me. And while my brain and my body slowly phase out of vacation mode and of being drunk for like 48 hours straight, I thought that eating disorder recovery and vacations would be a great topic to cover. Beethoven, you gotta chill, boy. Let's talk about being in recovery. Let's talk about being in recovery while you're on vacation. Oh my god, get comfortable, Rachel. Jesus. Is this comfortable? No? Here we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, vacation. So you guys know vacation is, and you guys know what vacation is. It's supposed to be an incredible and wonderful and fun experience, but I know the people who are still struggling with their eating disorders or who are in recovery, whatever stage that may be, vacations are a lot more complicated and stressful than they should be. When I was sick, I would just flat out not go on vacations because of my extreme food and exercise anxiety. When I was in quasi-recovery, I would go on most vacations, but there would be hours and days and honestly weeks of research and stress and worry leading up to and during the vacation itself. Honestly, in that time, like every single meal on a vacation was a challenge. Every single day of rest felt like torture. And looking back on those trips, I remember the compensating behaviors and mental stress way more than I remember the fun of the vacation. Like I would get back from the vacation and then I would restrict my intake, eat less, and exercise way more to like make up for whatever I had supposedly done to myself on my trip. Then when I started doing mini mod and I was in full recovery, vacations became much easier. And now that I've of course been recovered for many years, vacations over the last few years have been the fun and wonderful experience that they always should be. Even when I was going through like the beginning part of full recovery, I was eating like an extreme amount of food and gaining weight really rapidly, and I was like really uncomfortable because of those two things, and my digestion was all kind of messed up. I was bloated a lot. All of those kind of temporary things that are, you know, to be expected and very common at the beginning of full mini mod recovery. All of that was worth it because I could go on a vacation and eat whatever the fuck I wanted and not worry about it because I didn't have like a restrictive mindset. You know, I had it, but I was rewiring my brain to be able to eat whatever and however much I wanted without judgment. I was practicing that in an effort to recover, and then once I was recovered, I was practicing that in truth. And because of that, you know, after, you know, the initial few months of recovery, food becomes such a secondary part of like your thinking, and you're able to focus on actually having fun and enjoying yourself and eating the wonderful local cuisine and whatever treats and drinking yourself under the table if you're me, and not worry about it or judge yourself or feel like you owe yourself, I don't know, trauma of dieting or over-exercising when you get back. So that's where it's at. I've been fortunate to take many trips. So here are a couple of tips I have for you if you are still struggling about being on vacation. And if you want tips on like just the actual travel part, like being in the air or on the bus or whatever, I made a video on that. So it will be wherever that kind of thing pops up. Okay, here's some tips. No comparison. I mean, this is like a life tip, but I feel like it happens on vacation a lot more, especially when maybe you're on the beach and with a lot of people on bikinis. My muffins are done. The muffins were not done. You know, I've talked about not comparing yourself to other people before, and it's more true that I'm on vacation, and I just want to like throw a little reminder in here. Literally nobody cares what you're doing. Nobody cares what you're eating. Nobody really cares what you look like. Everyone was worried about themselves. Just like you're worried about yourself. Everyone else is worried about themselves. We're all way too narcissistic to give a fuck about each other. So like, stop worrying about judgment and stop comparing yourself to other people, because it's literally a waste of your mental energy. My second tip is to keep your like food, like expectations of what the food is gonna be like, realistic, because honestly, like the food at wherever you're going, it's gonna be different than obviously the food that you're used to eating at home. You're in a vacation, you're out of your routine, you're in a new place with new cuisines and new things, wonderful, yummy things to try. Fuck, I'm out of batteries. I'm back. Oh, this is much comfier. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like the food's gonna be different. Like, you should know that, you know what I mean? So just be realistic and ready for it. And honestly, you know, typically vacation food's a little bit more indulgent, which is not a big deal at all. Obviously, in fact, that's like one of the best parts about vacation. But be prepared for some fear food kind of responses and anxieties, and have a game plan on how to deal with that. And don't have that game plan be like the whole plan of your vacation, because I'm telling you right now, you do not want to look back on these vacations and only remember the anxiety around the food. Just have a game plan. All right, I know I'm going to Philadelphia, so I want to eat a cheesesteak. So I'm gonna do that when the opportunity arises, and it's gonna be no big fucking deal, because food is not scary or bad or anything, and this is an experience that I am giving myself that I deserve because I am wonderful. Hard stop. Nothing more, nothing less. Listen, your eating, it's not gonna be perfect, but that's mostly because there is no such thing as perfect eating. So just keep an open mind, try and relax, and honestly, just enjoy yourself as much as you possibly can, because you do deserve it. Okay. Okay. Let those cool and we'll frost them in a second. I think I covered expectations about food and all that stuff pretty well. So let's just move on to exercise. Here's the thing. You shouldn't be exercising anyway if you're really in recovery. So don't worry about it. But the reason I put this in here is I wanted to note that, like, if you're going on a trip that for some reason requires like a lot of walking, like you're gonna go to a lot of museums or whatever, just prepare yourself to be like a lot hungrier as a result of that, because you will be burning extra calories throughout the day. You're going to already be naturally a lot hungrier because you're in recovery, and walking around and exercising, it's not really good. It's really bad for recovery, as you guys should know. And so when you do it, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't do all the wonderful things that you want to do for yourself to enjoy yourself. That came across confusing, let me tell you. Do not exercise intentionally. However, if you are giving yourself a vacation, and in that vacation you really want to like go to the Louvre, whatever, random examples coming to my head, but okay, let's say you're in Paris, right? Like, don't deny yourself that opportunity if it's gonna happen and you really don't want to or can't avoid it because you had this trip booked for a while or whatever the case may be. Be prepared. Hello? Oh, I thought you had the real cat. My point is, if you're gonna be walking around a lot or whatever on your vacation, then just be prepared to be a lot hungrier and don't withhold extra food from yourself. You're gonna need more food because you're burning more calories, and that's just the case of your vacation, and that's fine, but you have to allow yourself to eat them, okay? Okay. Those are my tips for while you're on vacation, but I think almost more importantly, let's talk about once you get back home after vacation, because this I find is actually, I know there's like a lot of mental stress and complications while you're on the trip, but I feel as if after the trip is where some of the more dangerous behaviors can manifest. Typically, people with active eating disorders will feel overwhelmingly strong urges to engage in compensatory behaviors. Compensatory behaviors are activities and things that people will do to kind of make up for their sort of indulgences or whatever that they did on vacation. And this is of course very silly and unnecessary because there is nothing guilty or shameful about enjoying wonderful food and relaxing and having fun. You don't need to reverse any damage because, spoiler alert, that's not really how your body works. It's gonna regulate itself without you getting involved and fucking shit up. If you're still confused as to what I'm talking about, some common compensatory behaviors are abusing laxatives or overusing, like overdoing it on the exercise, or fasting, or juice cleansing, or cleansing of any kind, or just simply restricting calories for a period of time after your vacation. Here's the thing. In eating disorder recovery and then afterwards in life, you're eventually going to realize that your life is not just this never-ending game of calories in and calories out. You're hopefully gonna realize that your body is at its happiest when you're just letting it be. Going on vacation and perhaps overindulging is not shameful, it's not bad. It doesn't give you permission to hurt yourself or starve yourself or be mean to yourself. It does you no good to make yourself feel bad about enjoying your life. And by compensating after vacations, you're kind of like reinforcing this idea that your waistline is more important than your happiness. No. Recovery means giving up that control and loving yourself without judgment. I just came back from New Orleans and I ate a ton of greasy, yummy, fried and smothered Southern food. I guzzled vodka like you don't even understand. I spent most of the trip sitting down or lying down because whatever. Did I freak out the second that I got home? Fuck no. Actually, I went to Subway and I got a bag of chips and a sub. And I put off unpacking for binge watching Netflix with my boyfriend. And by the way, I still haven't unpacked and I just realized that. And the next day, aka today, life goes on. I'm home, no weird feelings, no guilt, just amazing memories. As it should be. I got some orange frosting. I know they don't look pretty, but whatever. I got some sprinkles. I'm ready. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry I took a little bit of a hiatus. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen that I was doing that. So if you're not already, go ahead and do that. Leave me a comment, tell me how much you missed me. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. Although it would really, really help me with my already deeply inflated ego. If you're new here, hello, my name is Rachel. I make videos on eating disorder recovery, body positivity, self-love, intuitive eating, and veganism. And if you're not already, I'd love to have you with me. If you have been watching me for a while or you've just now found me and you're interested in having a more one-on-one, deep, personal, incredible relationship with me, or if you'd like to be part of my online Facebook community of recovery warriors, you can go check out options available to you at my Patreon at the link in my description. Do you want to try one, baby?
Yep. Just feed it into my mouth.
Oh, you got it all over the place. Hey, that's fucking good.
I better go.
Anyway, I figured like this would be like a good breakfast.
Okay.
Not a very healthy breakfast.
Yeah.
Since when the fuck do you give a fuck about health?
Since when do I give a fuck about breakfast?
That's true.
I like foods that are associated with breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to eat at, 8, 7 in the morning. This is why brunch is so great. Now I'm talking to the camera.
Okay.
Because you can eat all the breakfast foods, but at like 11 or noon, which is a decent human,
I'm on my like
God-fearing
on my
hour.
third meal by noon.
And you can drink while you do it.
Well, you can drink while you do anything.